ADC in Adamawa State is now divided. Two factions emerge, each side claiming legitimacy. Now, Atiku Abubakar, former vice president of Nigeria, is now at the center of this discussion. Two factions emerge in his home state. Why and how did they reach this position? How does that affect their chances of winning the Adamawa State governorship election in 2027? Well, we seek to find out more on this episode of The Context in the next few minutes. Hello guys, and thank you very much indeed for joining us on this latest episode of The Context. Today, we shift our attention to Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, the state of former Vice President of Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the Waziri of Adamawa. Right now, two camps emerged in Adamawa State: ADC, the African Democratic Congress, the coalition of opposition in Nigeria unveiled by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar in his home state, Adamawa State. The party is now divided. Two different factions emerged, each faction claiming legitimacy and loyalty to the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Atiku is now at the center of discussion following this issue. How does that affect their chances of winning the Adamawa State governorship election in 2027? With this division, is the future of the ADC in Adamawa State bright? Would the ADC be able to challenge Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri's candidate in 2027? Well, so many questions begging answers, but we seek to break all these things down in the next few minutes. Now, let's give you an update. Who are leaders of the said factions right now that are making headlines in Adamawa State? Let's begin. Now, there is a faction which is now inaugurated and it is gaining popularity. There are two groups claiming leadership of the African Democratic Congress ADC in Adamawa State. Sadiq Ibrahim Dasin-led group, inaugurated on October 25, 2025, with Sadiq Dasin as the interim chairman and Blaise Hungushi Osaji as interim secretary of that group. This group is backed by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and other prominent leaders like Baba Chirlawan, Mohammed Bindo, and Abdul Aziz Nyako, former senator. Now, these people agree and are backing the Sadiq Ibrahim Dasin group. The second group is led by Saidu Komsiri. It was inaugurated on October 26, 2025, with Saidu Komsiri as the chairman. This group is also backed by notable figures such as Senator Aishatu Dahiru Ahmed Binani and Umar Bello Jada and Senator Ahmed Barata. A lot of people are asking tough questions even before they reach a stage of conducting a primary election where candidates are expected to emerge to contest in the 2027 elections. Divisions have deepened in Adamawa State. ADC, the coalition movement, is now in court in this area, according to some critics. Many questions the rationale behind having factions, even at this stage when the journey has just begun. What is the fate of the ADC coalition in Adamawa, the hometown of Nigeria's former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who is championing the cause for a coalition to oppose President Tinubu's government. And a lot of critics argue that ADC in Adamawa may not be able to come together unless the leaders and those people around the major players come under one roof and set their differences aside for them to be able to conduct credible primary election that will be acceptable to all the parties. It is now clear that Aishatu Dahiru Ahmed Binani and the other set of people like Babachir Lawal, the former secretary to the government of the Federation, are not on the same page when it comes to the issue of leadership of the ADC in Adamawa. And this, many fear that the ADC in Adamawa State may actually give way for Governor Fintri to present his own candidate who will just take over the leadership of the state in 2027 with a lot of popularity, with a lot of ease, because of the division that is now existed among key figures in Adamawa State. The opposition is literally in disarray from the point of view of some critics. Now, there are a lot of challenges ahead for former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Waziri of Adamawa. Point number one is for Atiku Abubakar to bring the ADC house to order, to bring all his people to order and ensure unity among all those people. The two factions must become one solid leadership, must become one solid group before they will be able to conduct a free and fair and credible primary election. And Atiku Abubakar, former Vice President of Nigeria, is expected to be at the top of this reconciliation to ensure that the two factions do not exist. Rather, to have one leadership, one legitimate leadership of the ADC in Adamawa State. And many critics believe that this is the only way to go. Without doing all this, the ADC in Adamawa State will not have any chance to compete in the 2027 elections. What do you think about this development? Are you surprised with the division among the ADC leaders in Adamawa State? Join the conversation below. Thanks for watching The Context.